Anthony Rendon loves baseball again. Can you believe it? We're only 8 games into the season, but in 30 at-bats, he has 13 hits, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, a 433 average, and a 1200 OPS. Anthony Rendon has been the best player through the first 8 games of the season. And what I want to do is I want to hop in and do some player lock games with him. But first, I want to go ahead and look at our top prospects in the organization, because I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of what I'm thinking as far as some of our prospects goes. Caden Dana is a B potential 61 overall pitcher, but that 57 stamina is kind of worrisome to me. Barrett Kent with a even worse stamina at 42. He is also a 58 overall. He's only 19 though, so there is room to grow. Victor Medeiros, a 22-year-old starting pitcher, C potential. His stamina is a little better, but he's got a long ways to go before he ever has a true opportunity to get up to the big league level. Nelson Rada is a right fielder, 58 overall, 18 years old. Pretty decent contact already to start, and his defense looks pretty good. The power is not there. The vision, discipline, and clutch is also not there. Not sure we're really going to see him much at all. There are 2 guys I'm somewhat excited for, and that's Kyron Paris, a shortstop, and then Adrian Placencia from the Dominican Republic. Both guys are young, 22 years old and 20 years old. Both are C potential, but they're both 65 overall. And I think they are guys that you could see at the big league level. Placencia, I actually do not know how to say his last name, but Adrian, that's going to sound so bad in the final cut. And Kyron Paris, they may have an opportunity at some point. Really don't know how long it's going to take either of them to get up. And then Chase Chaney, a starting pitcher, C potential, 65 overall, 24 years old. Basically what I'm getting at here when we look at our top prospects is we don't really have anything exciting to go off of. Caden Dana, a B potential, and Barrett Kent, a B potential. Other than that, everybody else is C potential and really doesn't bring too much to the table. The farther down you get, we got D potential guys. So I think the big focus is probably to potentially go after a starting pitcher in the draft, improve in free agency, or even by trades to bring in younger guys. Our farm system isn't good, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of who could be coming up this season. The 2 likely ones are probably going to be Victor Medeiros at starting pitcher, but the 2 most likely ones are Kyron Paris and Adrian Placencia. I'm going to try and get it right, especially if this is a guy that may have a career up at the big leagues. But with all that being said and my mumbling through Adrian's name, we're going to get into a player lock game with Anthony Rendon. I have moved him up in the order. I've also moved some guys around. That way we can get a little bit better as far as our MLB roster goes. It was nothing serious, but just some stuff I did off camera. But Anthony Rendon, player lock game coming up. If you guys missed opening day episode, I'm trying to have fun with this series right here. It's not really getting a whole lot of attention, but I'm going to play it out at least until the college football video game comes out. And then we may decide to move in a different direction. But I want to get some baseball here on the channel, try and get used to the commentary and the editing, as I am trying a new editing software. You guys will have to let me know how it's going. It really didn't work out for that opening day episode. There's some cuts in there where I'm just not a fan of, but I didn't want to ignore the clips that I put in the video, if that makes any sense at all, as there is Mike Trout running out. He's not the focus of this episode, though. It is Anthony Rendon. He fell in love with baseball again, perhaps. 21 runs through the first 2 games of the series. We've only allowed 4 runs in Game 1 and Game 2. We're going for the sweep here at home against the Boston Red Sox. Zach Plesac is on the mound here. I believe he's supposed to start out at AAA in real life. We decided to go in a different direction and have him be our number 5 on the mound. And he had an electric debut. He went 8 1/3, only allowing the 1 run, I do believe. As we even tried to player lock game with him, didn't work out that well. Trout hit a 2 RBI triple, and there was an RBI by Ward as well to give us a 3-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first. Anthony Rendon at the plate as he watches the sinker go across for a strike. Tanner Houck on the mound here for the Red Sox, as that one's going to be low. It's going to be a 1-1 count to Rendon. I'm going to try and get better at hitting as well in episode 1, or the opening day episode, I should say. We struggled to hit the ball as Rendon hits this one to left center field, and he is going to fly out for the final out of the bottom half of the first. Top of the third now, Rendon in the field, runner on first with nobody out. Going to try and turn 2 here as Plesac delivers. The ball is hit on the ground to Rendon. He throws on to Renjifo, on to Shanuel for the double play. Anthony Rendon up again here, 3-2 the score now. So Rendon up with 1 out. Tanner Houck on the mound still. 3-2 remains the score as Rendon's going to foul this one back. Good swing timing, just really didn't get all of it on the bat. Rendon was signed in 2019, of course, for a huge contract. A guy who I've thought about maybe trying to move on from, but as far as a trade goes, that's probably not going to happen. But if he continues to play like this right here, his trade value would be increased for sure, as he's going to pop this one up to first for the second out of the inning. But yeah, I don't really know what the move is with Rendon. I think he has one more year after this year. Maybe we just ride it out with him, allow him to potentially mentor a future third baseman. But he's a guy that definitely, after his contract is up, or maybe even before it, he's not going to be an Angel much longer. As here we are in a 6th inning now, 4-3 is the score. Rendon's there to make the play, maybe not. He's got plenty of time, though, as he throws on the first 4 out number 2. A pretty good opportunity for Rendon. Runners on second and third, 2 away. In the bottom of the 6th, we are down by 1 run. Rendon 0 for 2 on the game. Rendon has had a pretty solid career in the bigs, but it's been his lack of caring, I think, that has affected him and kind of tainted his reputation potentially. So an 0-2 count now. Slayton on the mound for the Red Sox. Big opportunity for Rendon as he watches ball 1 low. Here's the 1-2 from Slayton as Rendon watches it at the knees for strike 3. Rendon 0 for 3 on the day. It's been a rough game for him. 7-5, another big opportunity. Runners on first and second with only 1 away as Kenley Jansen's on the mound. A once electrifying relief pitcher. He's at the back end of his career at this point as Rendon's going to look to take advantage of him. An 0 for 3 day here in the bottom of the 8th. Kenley Jansen getting set on the mound. 1-0 count. Here it is. It's going to be 2-0 now as Rendon watches the cutter high. This is a hitter's pitch here on 2-0. Got to imagine Kenley Jansen's going to come with something over the plate. He does, and Rendon fouls it away. Good swing timing yet again. 2-seam fastball pretty much right down the middle. We just couldn't take advantage of it, unfortunately. 2-1 count upcoming from Jansen. As Rendon looking foolish on the cutter outside. A pretty good pitch, but one you want to hold back on. As here I may just contact swing with Rendon to try and get anything put in play here. Don't want to strike out. Here's the pitch from Jansen. As Rendon will foul this one away, the count will remain 2-2. Pretty decent speed on first, so a ball in the gap could score the runner as Rendon is going down on the slider. Just way too ahead of it, and I continue to struggle to hit the ball, to really even see the ball, as the Red Sox are going to come away with the victory. Pitching has been the worst aspect of this team so far, allowing 7 runs in that game there. Mickey Moniak with 2 hits, 3 hits for Mike Trout, 2 for Brandon Drury, and 2 for Luis Rengifo, a home run for Rengifo, a triple for Trout. And then on the mound, Zach Plesac pretty much had a come back down to earth moment. 5 innings, 4 earned. Andrew Wantz and Robert Stevenson each allowing a run. Stevenson allowed 2 runs. And then Matt Moore comes on for an inning and allows nothing. But pitching continues to be the story of this team. I was looking at the team stats earlier, and our offense has done pretty well. 5 runs, 12 hits. But our pitching has been what has struggled for the most part. I'm not satisfied with that player luck game with Rendon, so we're going to get one more player luck game with him. Average comes down to 382. Can we get a base hit with him at least? Maybe even show off the power with a home run. As you see Mike Trout's average going back up, he's now hitting 286. Aaron Hicks is batting 333. I don't know where the 2 came from in that one. And then Taylor Ward with a 300 average as well. We've done pretty good at hitting the ball as a team. I haven't done very good at hitting the ball, but our team has. As here we are now against the Tampa Bay Rays, I believe is who this game is against. Chase Silseth on the mound for the Angels. I do want to get a player luck game with him as well at some point in this episode, along with, his name is escaping my mind. I tried to think about it. That's what the long cut was for, as I'm not really sure what happened there. I think it might have hit off the bag, or Rendon's just really having a tough time on the hot corner. They're going to rule it a base hit, and I'm going to go ahead and look at the replay because I'm not really sure what happened. So here it comes to Rendon. He's trying to make a play on it, and he just didn't field it. It just hits his leg. He doesn't even try to field it. I don't know if that was on me or the game just kind of bugged out, but nonetheless, the Rays leading 4-1. Josh Lowe up to the plate now, as Rendon is not going to be there to make the play. As he continues to struggle at third, we saw him nearly make an error in the last game. Not really known for his defense anymore, you could say. As we are getting destroyed 5-1 against the Rays. Shane McClanahan on the mound. As Rendon's going to foul the four-seam away. He got jammed on that one. Rendon wants a first-round pick in the 2011 MLB draft. Like I said, he's had a pretty solid career as I continue to not be able to hit the ball. 67 power against lefties. Can we take advantage of the matchup? Here is the pitch. 2 strikes on Rendon, and he's going to watch a ball inside. 1-2 count to Rendon as he watches another one get away, and the runner's trying to advance to second, and he's in. So now there is a runner in scoring position for Rendon. That was Logan O'Hoppe who was able to get in the second there. Come on, Rendon. 2-2 count. And he goes down swinging at the high cheese. Shane McClanahan with his second strikeout as I'm continuing to struggle, and we are continuing to get beat by the Rays. 5-1 the score. I'm just, like I said, struggling to hit the ball at the moment. I would like to take advantage of, Rendon's hot streak, but in all reality, I'm kind of just killing his hot streak. As we got some speed on first. Here's the pitch to Rendon. He's going to hit this one to shallow right center. This one might get down. It's not going to, and that is going to end the inning. 1 hit for the Angels. It must have been a home run as we're getting destroyed 13-1 now. This game doesn't even matter at this point. I like how they had the game updates in the top left. It is a nice little touch, especially when you're doing these player lock games. You want to know what happened, as you're playing. You don't want to have to pause and go through the box score and check what happened. So I do like that addition. Shane McClanahan still going strong here in the 7th, 81 pitches. Here is the 1-1 to Rendon. Good change up there. Rendon just out in front of it. 1-2 count upcoming. Here is the 1-2. And yeah, I'm just really struggling to hit the ball at the moment. Yeah, not much I can say as Kevin Kelly is in now for the Rays. Rendon looking at a possible another 0-for-4 day at the plate. As my plan moving forward as well, this is something I thought about, is when I'm playing full games, if I'm trying to get a full feature game on here, I want to do quick counts because the games just take too long, and I don't want to sit here and play an hour-long game and then not be able to have anything else to add to the episode. So what my plan is to do quick count games when I'm playing full games. And then player lock games are just going to be player lock games. If we did go to the playoffs, then at that point we would do full games. Quick counts would be turned off just because I want to have full control in those type of games. Rendon, 2-2 count. Can he get on base? Fouls away the changeup. Some pretty good exit velocity on that one, just out in front of it. 2-2 count to Rendon. Strike 3 as he goes down looking. Another bad game for Rendon and another bad game for myself. Again, the pitching let us down in this game. Our offense wasn't going to help too much as we only had 4 total hits, 1 for Rengifo, Trout and Drury with a hit, and Taylor Ward as well. Rengifo with his second home run, and it's 2 games in a row now as Chase Silseth, 4 innings pitched, 5 earned. Not a good game. Jose Suarez allowed 5 as well. Jose Soriano got another opportunity after his opening day blunder, and he struggled as well. Luis Garcia and Robert Stevenson did pretty decent. Reed Detmers is the pitcher that I want to get a player luck game in. You guys are probably not going to remember me even missing his name, but I do want to get a player luck game in with him when he is healthy, as he's dealing with a strained finger, I do believe. Not really sure what that injury is, but he's dealing with it. As we're going to go ahead and simulate some games here, Patrick Sandoval was on the mound for that one as we dropped it 3-0. Actually, a pretty good pitching day. 2 hits for Trout, 2 for Drury, 2 for Logan O'Hoppe, but we were unable to produce any runs. Sandoval, 3 earned over 6 innings. The bullpen did pretty well in that game, as Reed Detmers is set to return and pitch here in this upcoming game. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hop in. We're going to do a player lock game with Reed Detmers and see if we can have a better outing pitching at least. We have not been able to hit the ball, but maybe we can pitch pretty well. Also, I think after this episode, my plan is to start picking up the pace a little bit, playing more like 20 games in an episode, sometimes even more. I think these first couple episodes are important to try and establish the series and establish the roster for me to get used to everything that we, could see in the future or guys that are currently playing right now. But after we get used to this roster and used to our prospects, I think it's time to get moving pretty quickly. We are 3-8. Reed Detmers on the mound here. He has pitched in 2 games, then he was injured. The ERA is not good. The whip isn't terrible. It's still not good, but it's not terrible. The strikeout rate is very low. He's not really walking very many batters, though. As Detmers is on the mound, this is my first time ever getting to look at him here in this game. He's got a very slow windup, it appears. We could be playing this player lock game for a while. Reed Detmers and Chase Silseth are 2 very young pitchers in this rotation that I would like to build with, but if they continue to struggle and years go on and they really haven't, progressed at all or developed, then I think it would be time to potentially move on from them. But Detmers and Silseth are 2 guys that, if they play well, I think that they are going to be guys who we can build around throughout the seasons, as Detmers will get out number 1. As Ramirez is going to hit this one in the gap, and it will get down. At first, I thought it was going to be a foul ball. Trout gets there to make the play, as that's going to be a 1-out double for Harold Ramirez. The very good hitting Yandy Diaz at the plate now for the Rays. He's been dangerous for a couple of years now. I remember watching it in 2019 wild card game against the A's, and he hit 2 home runs in that game. And ever since then, it feels like he's been one of the best hitters in baseball. As we have a 2-2 count, or a 1-2 count with Diaz. He's going to hit this one up the middle. It's going to get through, and it will score Ramirez as the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Not a good start for Reed Detmers at all in this game. Like I said, he's still young. He's got a lot of time to develop, as I think last year was his first real opportunity at the big leagues. Like I said, he's young. He's got time to develop. I'm not going to rush his progress. And I think even if he struggles, we could send him down to AAA. That's not out of the question, as Detmers is actually going to take this one himself for out number 2. That was one thing I mentioned when I started the series. I don't want to rush anybody to the bigs, but I also don't want to be afraid to send people down if they are struggling. 0-2 count to Randy Arozarena, and that one misses high off the corner. Here's the 1-2 to Arozarena. He hits this one on the ground to Rendon. Can he stay with it and make the play? No, he cannot. Arozarena will reach. Runners on first and second now with 2 away. Coming up on 20 pitches on the inning for Reed Detmers, as he gets Francisco Mejia swinging and missing on the curveball. Here is the 0-2 count slider, looked at by Mejia. 1-2 count for Detmers, and he misses again. Those are pretty good 2-strike pitches, though, as here is the 2-2, and the count is now full. Great job by Mejia to run the count full here when it was 0-2, and Detmers gets him swinging for out number 3. 1 run allowed by Detmers. Can he bounce back in the second? Second inning of work here. Ahmad Rosario at the plate. He's hitting 103. This is, pretty easy looking out here, but he's going to hit this one deep to left field. Taylor Ward is there to make the play for out number 1. Detmers trying to settle in here in this game. Coming back from an injury isn't easy, but if he can settle in, get his groove, I think Detmers could be a very good pitcher for us, as he is up in the count 0-2. 0-2 count to the 8-hitter as Detmers with the long windup, and he just misses on the circle change. The umpire is not giving anything. The 1-2 from Detmers. Changeup crushed to the left center gap, and that one's going to get down as Caballero is going around first. He's got a lot of speed as he's going to hold up at second. I thought he was going to try for the triple. He wisely held up at second, his second double of the season. That's a changeup right there that was just left right over the heart of the plate. He's got to be able to control that one a little bit better. As Jose Siri looking stupid on the fastball. It's not like it was a breaking ball or anything. He just wasn't prepared. Going to try and go with the slurve here for Detmers, as he's just leaving things too far into the zone, especially when you have an 0-2 count. There's really no reason to do it. As Jose Siri hits this one deep to left center. Trout's there to try and make the play, and it bounces off of his glove. As a run is going to score for the Rays. They lead 2-0. Jose Siri with the RBI double. Once again, it was a 0-2 count, and he left it right over the plate as Siri's trying to swipe third, and he is out. A great play by Logan O'Hoppe behind the dish as Rendon's able to get the tag in time. So now Detmers has nobody on. It's a fresh start for him on the mound here. Josh Lowe with 2 away. It is a 1-0 count. As Lowe hits this one on to Shanuel for out number 3. Reed Detmers, 2 innings pitched, 2 earned. I still don't think he has a strikeout as well. as Harold Ramirez has been hit by the slurve, and that's going to be a runner on. So another mistake by Reed Detmers. Yandy Diaz at the plate. Yandy Diaz, of course, 1 for 1 on the day, as he is quickly down 0-2. You cannot leave anything over the plate in this situation. That's a pretty good fastball there. Diaz, really good hitter. He's not going to swing at very many pitches like that. He just did. Strike 3 for Reed Detmers, his second of the day. Paredes up to the plate now for the Rays. He is 0 for 1. This would be the perfect opportunity for a ground ball double play. The 1-2 from Detmers, fouled away by Paredes. Here is the scurve, fouled away by Paredes. The 1-2, the changeup, fouled away again. We'll do the 1-2 again, and Paredes will foul it away again. We're just going to go with the simple slider here. Did that one go behind him? Just not a good pitch there on 1-2 as another foul ball. As I believe this is the 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming, and we will see an 11th. 2-2 count. The count is now full. We got to throw something over the plate here. Another foul ball, and this has been a very long at-bat. 12 pitches this at-bat. This is the 13th upcoming. Detmers, we're going to see a 14th. 14th pitch of the at-bat, as Paredes will hit it on to Sean Ewell, trying to turn 2 here, and we're not going to be able to do it. Paredes legs out the fielder's choice. I wish I was able to challenge in a player lock game, because I probably would have in that situation, as Detmers has thrown 58 pitches through 2 2/3 innings, allowing the 2 earned runs. Rosarena quickly down 0-2. Going to try and get him here on the slider, and we will. Reed Detmers with his 3rd strikeout, as he is through 3 innings. We scored 1 in the bottom half of the 3rd. Score is now 2-1, as Detmers is ahead 1-2 against Francisco Mejia. 64th pitch, strike 3. He gets Mejia looking at the fastball at the knees. Ahmed Rosario at the plate now for the Rays. His second at-bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day, as Reed Detmers is nearing 70 pitches. He might be able to get through 5 innings, but I would imagine that would be it unless he would have a couple 3-pitch innings, which is not going to happen. Rosario, 1-2 count. Circle change, misses. Payoff pitch for Detmers, 1-2 count. It's going to be a ball low. 70th pitch of the game for Detmers, 3-2 count to Rosario, and he's going to pop this one up behind the plate. Ohapi is there to make the play. 2 away. 1-2 count here for Detmers. 74th pitch of the game upcoming. Trying to get out of the 4th. Here is the pitch, and it's popped up in foul territory. Is it playable? Detmers going to try and get there to make the play. What a play by Detmers. He's through 4. Reed Detmers still out there here for the 5th inning. The offense has given him no run support. Detmers trying to do it himself on the mound to try and keep this game at a 2-1 score. Jose Siri, who hit the double, the RBI double, is up to the plate now. Detmers nearing 80 pitches as it scurves across for a strike. The 2-1 from Detmers, fouled away by Jose Siri. We're going to try and go up and in here with the fastball, see if Siri can catch up to it. Here's the pitch. No, he cannot. Reed Detmers with his 5th strikeout of the game. He only had 3 strikeouts in his first 2 starts. Josh Lowe stands in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. This will be the 80th pitch for Reed Detmers. Here in the top of the 5th, that one misses high. Good pitch there by Detmers, as it is a 1-2 count. Can we get Josh Lowe swinging? It would be the 6th strikeout if we could. Here's the pitch, as Lowe is going to foul this one away just ahead of it. We're going to try and set him up with the slider away here. See if Josh Lowe has good plate discipline. No, he doesn't. 6th strikeout for Reed Detmers. Since the first 2 innings, he has certainly settled in, and he's looked a lot better, as it has turned into a pretty good start for Reed Detmers. 2-1 is the score. Like I said, our offense can't give us any run support. This one's hit back up the middle for a base knock. That's Harold Ramirez's 2nd hit of the game, and speed is on first. And you need to be careful with a guy like Yandy Diaz. You can't leave anything like that over the plate. It's hit deep, but Taylor Ward is there to make the play. 4 out number 3, 5 innings of work for Reed Detmers. 2-1 is the score, 2 earned runs, and he only allowed 6 hits, had 6 strikeouts. Pretty good outing for Detmers. I don't think we're going to see him in the 6th inning. And that is correct. Tyler Anderson will take over, as it looks like we have taken the lead. Does that mean Reed Detmers would be in line for a victory? I don't know who won. It hasn't really shown anything yet. I'm hoping we did. And we did, 5-4, as the win will go to Andrew Wantz, or Wantz. Still don't know how to say his name. Mickey Moniak with 2 hits, a hit for Mike Trout, a hit for Ohapi, and 2 for Luis Rengifo. No home runs by the offense in that game, but Detmers, 5 innings, 2 earned, 6 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. Pretty pleased with that outing. Tyler Anderson allowed 2 earned, but Robert Stevenson came in and did his thing. Andrew Wantz, like I said, got the victory. And it's a pretty good team victory right there. Offense did what it needed to do to win the game, and the pitching settled in. Tyler Anderson struggled, but we came away with the victory. That's the only thing that truly matters. So the Angels back in the win column finally, as we have a Trash Pandas injury update here. It is going to be a lat muscle strain. It appears he'll be out for a few days. Let's go ahead and just keep him active. No need to put him on the injured list, especially when it's a couple of day-long injury. As Ben Goebel now with another day-long injury, as we drop this one against the Red Sox. Moniak continues to hit well. 1 hit for him. Home run by Moniak and a home run by Trout. Griffin Canning, 6 innings of work, did pretty well. Tyler Anderson allowed 1 earned as well. He's really struggling in that role of a long relief pitcher. We might have to switch that up. Here's a big moment here for the Angels, as we are going to try and close out the Red Sox. 2 runners on, and we are leading by 1 in the top of the 9th. Masataka Yoshida at the plate. I guess there's not 2 on. I guess there's only 1 on. And Carlos Estevez is on the mound, and I don't think he was supposed to be the one on the mound. I don't know what's going on. Estevez trying to close it out, though. Definitely want to get some more games here against Boston, especially on the road. I love the Green Monster out there, and I forgot I was controlling the defense. As we're going to turn 2, Estevez is an out away from pulling off the save here. I was not ready to control the defense there. As it is Rafael Devers at the plate. He signed a huge contract a couple years back. He is one of the better third basemen in baseball, especially hitting third baseman. Estevez has a very big challenge ahead of him here, as he is at a 1-1 count, and Devers is going to single. And if Sean Yuel would have been on the bag, we might have been able to get Devers at first. Hopefully it doesn't matter, though, as Valdez comes to the plate here. Estevez on the mound trying to close it out. 1-1 count from Estevez. Is going to miss high. 2-1 now. Red Sox trying to tie the game up. 2-2 count. Estevez, strike 3. And the Angels will get the road win. Carlos Estevez with the save. Zach Plesac got the start in this game. I'm not really sure he's in line for the win. He is. So taking a look at the box score here. Mickey Moniak with another hit. Mike Trout with 2 hits. Sean Yuel and Drury both home run in this game. Zach Plesac, 5 1/3, 2 earned. Pretty good outing by pretty much everybody. Estevez, I had no idea he actually allowed a run. But we win this one 5-4 to get in the win column yet again. So next I want to get into a game with Chase Silseth. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at scouting. As would you look at this right here? Christopher Span is considered the #1 prospect on our board. He looks like he can hit very well, and he's going to be pretty good at contact from the jump. And we know that he is going to be a 63 overall at the lowest, and 83 potential at the lowest, which would be a B potential player. The contact looks like it will be in a pretty good spot. The power could develop. The vision and discipline look like they'll be there. The one weakness, he has no speed and he can't play any defense. He also has no secondary positions, but he looks like a pretty talented prospect, 21 years old. He's somebody we could potentially consider. So we sent one of our scouts out to do the discovery, and he discovered Guillermo Avalos, 6'2", 230 pounds from Puerto Rico. He's not ranked on the MLB board, but he is 7th ranked on our board. Could this be a potential generational prospect? We're going to continue to look at him since we are scouting starting pitchers from the international region, but Guillermo Avalos looks pretty good. He's somebody to definitely keep an eye on as we move forward. Another guy that they discovered as well is Alex Valido. I'm wrong. It's Chris Avalos. He's not ranked on the MLB board, but he is ranked 40th on our board. Another guy that, if he's there in the second round, it would be a pretty good pickup. Nobody else has their eye on him that we know of. If there is anybody that has their eye on him, then of course they would take him. But if nobody else is watching this guy, then this could be a second round steal. But that's why I'm going to continue to do the discovery new prospects. And as a matter of fact, I am going to continue to discover international pitchers. At about week 3 or 4, I'll switch it up and we will scout Central, East, or West pitchers, and then we'll start looking at some position player discoveries. But we're going to find another position player to scout. And the next position player that we're going to scout is going to be John Cabrera. He's number 3 on our board, 4th on the MLB board. He looks like he has very good contact. The power could eventually develop. The vision and discipline look good. Defense and speed also looks very good. Obviously, he's 8% scouted, so not really sure that's going to remain the same, but we will uncover a little bit about him in the next scouting session. But that's what I'm going to go with here for our second week of scouting. But now we're going to get into a player lock game with Chase Silseth against the Boston Red Sox. Hopefully we can have a pretty good outing. Anthony Rendon with a little comeback down to earth, 292 average now, but Mickey Moniak has been the star player other than Mike Trout. He's hitting 340 right now, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. So Chase Silseth on the mound here. This is our first look at him in the Angels jersey here. It's my first look at him generally, ever. As Jarren Duran will fly out to left, as that's a quick start for Silseth. 1 pitch, 1 out. Silseth has a 4-seam fastball, a slider, splitter, sinker, and a cutter. And I'm going to throw the cutter right now. It's his 5th pitch, but it was the last thing that I said. So that's what we're going to go with. 2-0 count now against Pablo Reyes. 2-2 count to Pablo Reyes. Chase Silseth looking for the strikeout. Not going to get it this time, as it is now 3-2, full count for Silseth. Here's the pitch, and it is going to be hit to left center field. Taylor Ward trying to get there to make the play, and he will for out number 2. Masataka Yoshida up to the plate now. 305 average to start the season out. The season's still young, so when you see these high averages, it's probably not going to last. But Yoshida is one of the better hitters in the league, so it might. As Silseth falls behind in the count 2-0. This is a perfect opportunity for Yoshida to take advantage of it, but he's going to stay patient. So I had to take a quick little break, but we are back. Hopefully I am not too quiet. I'm trying to keep my voice down a little bit. Once I have my actual gaming setup set up, then we will be able to make the videos a lot more comfortable. So just stay tuned for that. I announced it probably at this point would have been about 7 months ago, but I do have a little baby, so I'm trying to record at night, and I'm trying not to wake him up. So if any of you guys are wondering why the audio on my voice is just super low, that's why. But my plan is to finish this player lock game, simulate the rest of the week until we get to our next scouting, and then we will cap off the episode. As right now, Chase Silseth is having himself a pretty good start to the game. 4 up, 4 down. Here's the 1-2 to Tristan Casas. I'm going to try that cutter again. I tried it earlier on in the game, and we're going to get Casas swinging as Chase Silseth has himself a strikeout. Chase Silseth working pretty well at the moment. 0-2 count to Valdez, and he got him. A low strike called at the knees. Valdez frozen. Here is Tyler O'Neill now with the Boston Red Sox, as he's late on the fastball. There's another slider at the knees called by the home plate umpire. I don't think the Red Sox are going to be liking those calls, as Silseth fastball fouled away. 0-2 count to Tyler O'Neill. It's a splitter. Trying to get that splitter up in his zone a little bit more this time, as O'Neill spoils it. 1-2 count. Silseth slider inside for a ball. We're going to go up and in with the high heat here. It's not going to work. Count is full. 3-2 count from Silseth, and he gets O'Neill swinging. 3 strikeouts for Chase Silseth, and he has retired the first 7 batters for the Red Sox. That one right there should have been a strike. Vaughn Grissom at the plate now as he fouls away the splitter. We're going to go with cutter away. 1-2 count. Good pitch from Silseth on the ground to Rengifo for out number 2. I also did forget to mention that we do have a 1-0 lead at the moment as we start McGuire off with a strike. Another strike from Chase Silseth as he's a strike away from having 3 perfect innings, and I just jinxed it as McGuire hits this one to right. Moniak under it for out number 3. Jarren Duran, the batter now. He is 0 for 1. Back to the top of the lineup, and that's another should have been strike. Duran hits this one deep to right center field, but Trout is under it for out number 1. And that one's going to be popped up to shallow center. Trout underneath of it for out number 2. And here is Yoshida at the plate. He is 0 for 1. Silseth, cutter, strike 1. We're going to go with a slider away here as it's going to land for a ball. Yoshida hits this one to Taylor Ward out and left for out number 3. 4 innings of work for Chase Silseth, and they have been dominant. And here is Rafael Devers now. He is dangerous at the plate as he's going to hit this one along the line. It's going to be foul. Held my breath there for a second. We're going to go with the splitter down here, see if it works, as Devers will foul it off. Here is an opportunity. Go up and in with the heat. As Dever goes down swinging, it's a strikeout for Silseth. Tristan Casas at the plate now for the Red Sox. As he hits this one to Neto, who makes the play for out number 2. Valdez at the plate now, the 6th hitter for the Red Sox. Look out, as Silseth nearly hit him with the slider. 2-0 count here to Emmanuel Valdez as he watches the first strike go by. We're going to try and get that slider to go away. This pitch always scares me as it's going to be called for a ball. If you're going to walk him, just walk him. Don't throw anything over the heart of the plate, and it is going to be a walk for Emmanuel Valdez as the first batter that Chase Silseth has walked as Tyler O'Neill comes to the plate. Trying to throw that splitter across for a strike. It's going to miss. All right, this is the 3rd time I've tried to record this. We are here in the bottom of the 5th. I've recorded this video over a span of like 2 days now as Chase Silseth is still working on a no-hitter. Don't think I forgot about the importance of this game at the moment as Vaughn Grissom is at the plate now for the Red Sox. Here's the 0-1 from Chase Silseth, and it's in there for a strike. 0-2 count here for Silseth. Here's the 0-2, and it's there for strike 3. Vaughn Grissom watched it at the knees. 5th strikeout for Chase Silseth. This one's hit on the ground over to Sean Ewell for out number 2 as Reese McGuire is retired. Here is Jarren Duran. I'm going to go with the fastball away here to start the count. I'm going to go cutter up and in. This could be a mistake pitch here. I think this is like the 3rd time we've thrown this pitch today, and it worked out perfectly. We're going to go slider low and in at the knees, and it's hit on the ground to Rengifo for the 3rd out. 6 good innings of work for Chase Silseth as we still lead 1-0. Pablo Reyes stands in here for the Red Sox. He's 0 for 2. Chase Silseth 66 pitches on the day as this one is popped up. Ward is there to make the play. Masataka Yoshida stands in, and he just ended the no-hitter and tied the ball game up. That ball was crushed. It was supposed to be a fastball inside off the plate. Instead, Chase Silseth left it across the plate, and Masataka Yoshida turned on it and crushed it. Yoshida ties the game up and ends the no-hitter in the 7th inning. Silseth will stay out there, though. The fastball was up and in instead of inside. As right now, Silseth's struggling to find his rhythm here in the 7th. As Devers will chop this one on the ground to Neto, who is going to make an error on the throw, and Devers will reach safely. So another run on as Tristan Casas stands in. 1-1 count to Casas, and he's going to foul this one back. And I'm going to go with the cutter up and in again here as it works and it gets the strikeout. Chase Silseth with his 6th strikeout of the game as Emmanuel Valdez stands in here in the bottom of the 7th for strike 1. This one hit foul as the count will go to 0-2. And we're going to go with the cutter again. It's worked very well today as Valdez will foul this one back. Now I'm going to go with the splitter away. This one is hit straight to Shanuel for the 3rd out. Silseth had a no-hitter coming into the 7th inning. Allowed the solo shot from Masataka Yoshida. That tied the game up. We're getting no run support. But we did in the top of the 8th. We're leading 3-1 now. As Silseth will stay out there. His last name is a tongue twister. If you say it more than 5 times, you're going to start twisting your tongue. As Tyler O'Neill stands in, hits this one to Trout in center for out number 1. Had Yoshida not hit the solo shot, we would still be working on a no-hitter at the moment. Here in the bottom half of the 8th, Vaughn Grissom to the plate as he watches ball 1. As Grissom will hit this one to Trout out in center for the 2nd out. Reese McGuire in at the plate now for the Red Sox. He's working on an 0 for 2 day as Silseth is getting tired on the mound here. This could be his last inning of work. Count is 2-1 here to Reese McGuire as the sinker is across for a strike. 2-2 count, and we're going to go with the cutter up and in again. Here's the pitch from Silseth, and it's hit back up the middle. Neto there to make the play for the 3rd out of the 8th inning. A great game from Chase Silseth. I don't know if we'll see him in the 9th, but if we do, or if we don't, which we are going to see him, he's working on a 1-hitter here against the Red Sox. Only hit for them was a Yoshida solo shot in the 7th inning. Jarren Duran here fouls this one away. 1-2 as we're going to go with the cutter again on the inside corner as Duran pops this one up to shallow center. Trout on the move. Can he get there? Actually, that was Rengifo who made the play. I was going to say if Trout had to make that play, it was not very likely that he was going to get there in time as Pablo Reyes stands in. Chase Silseth has been dealing today on the mound. 2 outs away from a complete game. This is the type of performance right here that really gets you excited for what Silseth can bring to the table in the future in this rotation. He could be a strong ace in the future. Here is Yoshida, the man who went yard and broke up the no-hitter. It would be a perfect ending if Silseth can sit him down on strikes here as revenge. As here's the slider that Yoshida nearly crushes. We're out of energy here with Chase Silseth. 1 strike away from a complete game. Here is the cutter. Hit to Shanuel. And it's a 1-hitter for Chase Silseth. The 1 run was a Masataka Yoshida solo shot. Had that not happened, it would have been a no-hitter for the young pitcher, Chase Silseth. Still was a very good victory here for our Angels ball club. 3-1, the offense did what they needed to do in the 8th inning. Going into the 8th inning, it was a 1-1 game, and it was like, okay, Silseth is pitching out of his mind. We got to get him run support. Mike Trout with 2 hits, Drury with 2 hits, and Taylor Ward had 2 hits as well. Drury hit the home run for the Angels, and then looking at Chase Silseth, 9 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 earned run, and 6 strikeouts in a complete game. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to actually just simulate some games here as we beat the Rays 4-1, as it was a couple of hits here for our Angels team, only 4, and they must have all been home runs, it feels like, as Aaron Hicks and Rendon hit home runs. Patrick Sandoval allowed 1 earned in a very good game on the mound. The pitching is starting to look better at the moment, and we are in a 4-game winning streak as we win this one 9-2. Zach Neto with 3 hits, Rendon with 2, 3 hits for Logan O'Hoppe as well. Home runs for Zach Neto, Mike Trout, and Matt Thaiss. And then looking at the pitching, Reed Detmers, another dominant game on the mound by our starter. As now we have a situation where Trout has an 11-game hitting streak. I'm going to simulate to the end of this game, and we win 3-1. 5-game winning streak here for the Angels. Nolan Shanuel with 2 hits for Logan Hoppe. Mike Trout's hitting streak does come to an end, and Mickey Moniak had a home run in that one. Griffin Canning, 7 innings of work, only 1 earned. Our starting pitchers are dealing at the moment, and there's another good outing. 5-1, we beat the Tampa Bay Rays. 2 hits from Shanuel, 2 from Ward, 2 for Rengifo and Rendon. Home runs for Rengifo and Rendon. Zach Plesac, 7 innings, 1 earned, only 2 strikeouts. But that is a 6-game winning streak as we hit the series against the Cincinnati Reds. I kind of want to see what happens. We'll just see what happens here as the Reds are threatening. We're going to actually simulate to the end of the game, and we win this one 4-3. Chase Silseth was on the mound again. dominating again. Aaron Hicks with 2 hits, Rendon, Shanuel, and Ohapi with a home run apiece, and Chase Silseth, 7 1/3, 3 earned, 9 strikeouts. Matt Moore came in, did his thing. Carlos Estevez gets the save, but Silseth continuing to just deal at the moment. As we're going to simulate one more game, and it's another win for your Angels. Taking a look at the box score here, 2 hits from Neto. Pretty much everybody was enjoying the hit party except for Luis Rengifo, as Mickey Moniak had a triple. Jake Marisnick also had a triple. And then looking at the starting pitching, Patrick Sandoval, 7 innings of work, 3 earned, and he gets the victory. As this, what is this now? An 8-game winning streak by your Los Angeles Angels has now put us at 12-9, 3rd place in the AL West. And look out, because we might be a dangerous team, especially if our starting pitching is dominating the way it is. The most runs we've allowed in our 8-game winning streak is only 4 runs. My plan was to probably simulate some more games in the next episode, as this episode is about to end here. But now I'm going to hop into this game against the Cincinnati Reds on the road and try and extend our winning streak to 9 games. This has been a very good display here by your Angels. We can go ahead and look at the pitching rotation. Sandoval, Detmers, Canning, Zach Plesac, and Chase Silseth have all been pitching very well. The bullpen has some pieces that I'm not too fond of, Tyler Anderson being one of them, Jose Suarez, and then Luis Garcia, only 4 innings of work for him, but Robert Stevenson has been pretty good. Andrew Wantz has been pretty decent, Matt Moore has been dominant, and Carlos Estevez has been pretty good as well. Is there anybody that needs to be sent down or brought up? I don't really think so at the moment. That's something I will probably evaluate off camera, but Mickey Moniak batting .302 with 4 home runs, Shanuel batting .230, Trout .284. And then you can see the rest of the guys here. Anthony Rendon is still batting .329, so he still loves baseball apparently. Logan Ohapi, .315 average. Liking what I'm seeing from him. Luis Rengifo struggling at the moment, .224, but he does have 3 home runs. And then off the bench, nobody's really doing anything special. We could go down to the AAA level here and take a look and see if anybody's really killing the ball at the moment. Tucker Flint, .297. Kyron Paris, .240 average. So not really seeing a whole lot there. There's one guy at the AA level who I decided to say his name wrong over and over. He's batting .255 though. So really nobody to consider bringing up. What about at the AAA level pitcher-wise? A lot of these guys are just too low rated to be brought up to the ball club. But Jose Quijada, he could definitely be brought up to pitch here soon. That's something I'll definitely think about, along with Jimmy Herget, who has been pitching extremely well at AAA as well. They probably should be on the big league roster, to be honest with you. That's something I'll look at the beginning of the next episode. But before we get out of here, I'm actually going to do a quick little scouting thing. John Cabrera is 3rd on our board, 4th on the MLB board. Contacts looks like it's going to be very good. Vision and discipline looks like it could be good. Defense looks good, and the speed looks good. If the power could get there, this could be a potential 5-tool player. We're going to scout him for one more week, seeing as how we only are at 85% scouted. We did discover a couple of more pitching prospects. Let's take a look at those guys. Here is Guillermo Avalos. I showed you guys him in the last scouting session. He is now 20th on our board as a starting pitcher. He'd be a perfect 2nd round selection if you ask me. Same with Chris Avalos. He's somebody that could also be a very good 2nd round selection. That's assuming nobody else really has their eyes on him. And then it's not really looking like I'm finding any other prospects that aren't on the MLB board but are on our board that look good. Not really seeing it. But the top guys here, we're discovering they're not really as good as they say they are. This looks like it could be a pretty good offensive draft at the top. Like I said, John Cabrera will get one more week of scouting, then we'll move on to the next position player. But his contact looks good, defense and speed, vision, discipline. If the power can develop, we're looking at a potential 5-tool player in John Cabrera. But I think we're going to stick with the same thing we have stuck with. At least for one more week here. The international pitching prospects we'll probably rock with for 5 weeks. And then right here, we'll probably look at pitchers in the international region for one more week. If we don't find anybody else, we'll move on to a different discovery position. But that's what I'm going to stick with here, as that is going to pretty much wrap up this episode, as we are 12-9. We are third place in the American League West. We're on an 8-game winning streak at the moment. Are we one of the hottest teams in baseball? You'll have to find out in the next episode, as that's where I'm going to leave you off. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.